and how you interact with everything and everyone around you. And that was so profound to her that it saved her.
Who are you? What do you do? What are you doing? What defines your life? Your existence here? What does it mean?
There was this little old Cuban lady that lived across the hall from us, and her family wasn't really the nicest of people. It pissed my wife off that nobody went over and checked on her, because this old lady reminded her of her grandmother. And she said, this is not right. But she didn't tell me this until later on. When she would go to the store or something, she would stop on her way to see if she needed anything, and then she'd, bring it back for her, and then she'd do her laundry, wash her dishes, and help her. I didn't know any of this until she enlisted me to go over and start fixing things in the apartment. But I didn't even know that she was doing this stuff. Like, you would think that your spouse would come tell you. She didn't want the attention. She didn't want the praise. She didn't want me to go, oh, you're so great for doing that. She just did it. When I said to her, how come you didn't tell me sooner? She said, well, it's not really that big of a deal. I'm just doing the right thing.
This is about how you live, how you interact with other human beings, how your presence makes the world around you a better place. Or it could, if you wanted to.
Being the change actually means changing your perspective. It's how you actually treat others. It's how you think about others. It's how you think about the world around you, about how you think about yourself. Because even the smallest things that you do reverberate across time, ladies and gentlemen. Now, she lived her life in that perspective of be the change. That was actually her favorite quote in the world.
We may have years, but each minute is an infinite lifetime of decisions.
She always had time for somebody else. You realize that the stuff that you would get angry about in the past is nothing but window dressing. She was also beautiful on the inside, her soul. She was a beacon of light in a sea of darkness.
Still believe this is a dream, do you?
Of course. This has all come from my own mind.
My wife didn't buy into fear. She didn't live in that frequency. She lived in the love frequency.
I am not a mathematician, but I do know this. There are infinite numbers between 0 and 1. There's 0.1, 0.12, and 0.112, and an infinite collection of others. Of course, there is a bigger infinite set of numbers between 0 and 2, or between 0 and 1,000,000. Some infinities are simply bigger than other infinities. I want more numbers than I'm likely to get. My love, I cannot tell you how thankful I am for our little infinity.
Merce and I had a rule. Every time one of us would leave or go to sleep, even if we were pissed off at each other, we always said I love you to each other. Because after all, if you really want the world to change, you need to be the change. You'd be very surprised what one individual can do. One individual is more powerful than you think. Don't waste the time you have with the one you love.